I would create drama or negative, and I would have all these comments and, you know, really negative things thrown at me. So London would then go into protect mode, and, you know, she would say a comment back to someone, and it would throw Tammy under the bus, and it was very complicated at the time. Millions of people give their opinion on what you're doing, if it's right or wrong.
Hello and welcome back to Drama Investigator. Tammy Hemborw is a fitness social media star who has taken the Instagram world by storm. She's half Australian and half Trinidadian and is part of a large family. Her and her sisters are known as the Australian Kardashians. Tammy and her ex-fiance Reece Hawkins had both their 2 children in their early 20s, and not long after Tammy got pregnant with her first, she launched to fame on Instagram. She was known for being pregnancy/fitness goals. Her and Reece sadly broke up in 2018, and things got kind of messy post-breakup when Reece decided to air his dirty laundry on his Instagram stories. Basically, Reece was all upset because Tammy wouldn't give him access to her Range Rover anymore to drive the kids around in. Reece had to start over completely from fresh, as he was kind of piggybacking off Tammy's Instagram success at the time. Reece since launched his own clothing line, grew his social media a bit more, and started doing lots of sponsorships. And it wasn't long before he hit over 800,000 followers on the old Insta. Eventually, Tammy and Reece worked out a great co-parenting routine and relationship. However, ever since Reece started dating his new American missus, London Goheen, things started turning salty. London is now pregnant to Reece, super exciting time for them, but things are getting saucier than ever. So let's take a look into Tammy Hemborw and Reece Hawkins' former relationship and dive into why they broke up in the first place, because then maybe we can get a better understanding of why a certain someone is acting all jealous. Saucy. Tammy and Reece got together when they were in their young 20s and got pregnant to each other pretty fast. They were very much young and in love, and they ended up having 2 kids together. Tammy was pregnant with her first child when she started to take off on Instagram. She was posting all these hot pics of her pregnancy body, working out at the gym. She was literal goals. She'd taken off on the platform and she's just kept growing ever since, which ultimately helped Reece launch to fame too. They were together for 4 years before Tammy announced on a YouTube channel that the pair had called off their engagement. Tammy was very brief on her reasoning as to why they split. Obviously she wanted to keep things very PR friendly, I guess, but fans were saying things like, Instagram couples are fake, what you see on social media isn't real, no one is goals. And it kind of sucks because it's the truth. They had been putting on a front for the camera for quite some time, and if you're going to put your relationship out there for the world to see, then yeah, people are going to have a say whether you like it or not. Reece didn't take the breakup too well, because as we all know, Tammy Hemborw was living it up with her newfound fame and making hella bank with all her endorsements. Her following was, and always has been, significantly larger than Reece's. Reece threw an almighty tantrum at the time not long after their split because Tammy wouldn't let him drive the kids around in her Range Rover like they had initially planned. Now, Range Rovers are very expensive to maintain and upkeep, and I don't know what Reece was doing with his life at that point, but obviously it wasn't much because Tammy was the breadwinner when they were together. Reece was so over not being able to live the high life anymore, and yeah, here's a briefing of his little tantrum on his Instagram story.
Basically, nothing has gone to plan or ended well. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I've tried really hard with my separation from my ex and everything like that, to get it settled and be amicable. And so yeah, sadly I lost my Range Rover yesterday. They got repossessed. She decided that I didn't need that either. So I don't have a car to even pick my kids up anymore.
Okay, so I'm not about to air my dirty laundry on social media. I don't think it's appropriate to talk about some things. I don't want to put anyone in a negative light, especially the father of my kids, no matter what. I'm not gonna do that. But basically, in response to the car thing that he's talking about, that's not the full story. It's not true at all.
Tammy then got her sister to get in contact with Reece at the time to tell him that he was getting sued. Tammy also wanted to relocate to LA at the time that this was all going down, and Reece was not happy about this because obviously that meant he wouldn't be able to see his kids. Now I'm guessing they went through some sort of mediation because Tammy never ended up moving to LA, and it was probably because Reece has rights in that regard to 50-50 co-parenting. So obviously he didn't want his kids leaving the country. Leading on from this, there were actually rumours that London was already sliding into Reece's DMs before Tammy had even posted her breakup announcement video. Reece also got a heap ton more backlash for this split, and I think people thought their split might have been a result of cheating, but Tammy had reassured people in the past that that's not the case. However, the way in which London is almost like competing with Tammy kind of makes you wonder, and we will be investigating that today as well. So literally not long after Tammy announced her split with Rhys back in June 2018, Rhys confirmed his new relationship with American model London Goheen. Tammy had then taken several subtle swipes at Rhys, posting some cryptic stories to Instagram at the time stating, "Man, if people knew the truth about some people, biting my tongue so hard it's gonna bleed when I'm done." In another post she'd said, "Breakups hurt, but losing someone who doesn't respect and appreciate you is actually a gain, not a loss." Saucy, saucy. There's obviously a lot we can take away from these Instagram stories, but most importantly, we can see the hurt that Tammy was feeling at the time. So things were quiet for a while, then fast forward to October 2018, Rhys's new girlfriend London slammed Tammy publicly. It was sort of in a cryptic Instagram post, but not really. London had captioned the photo with Avril Lavigne lyrics stating, "Hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend." The post had since been deleted. Following the controversial post, Tammy ignored all the drama and showed her fans where her main focus was, her kids. Wearing a flattering white bikini, she posted a selfie with her 2-year-old daughter writing, "I want to spend each moment of the day with you." So fast forward to August 2019, last year. Not entirely sure what happened exactly, but apparently Rhys and London split up. Rhys had unfollowed London on Instagram and had deleted photos of them. This happened not long after sharing an Instagram story about him having a week of setbacks.
So I told you guys earlier in the week that I had a really week, and I put a little thing up saying, don't give up because you'll be back where you first started and you always wanted to be where you were now. And I had a lot of people message me saying like, thanks, they needed to hear that and whatever. So yeah, I had a week. I found out, some more things went wrong today as well, which was a massive setback. Super but I thought I'd just put it up in a story just to let you guys know, because you usually look at people on Instagram and everything looks perfect. For me right now, everything's great and whatever, everything's fine, but there's a lot of things and setbacks that I've had in the last week. So even again with another setback and something that's super happened, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm not going to give up, and I don't think any of you guys should give up on anything that you're trying to do, or money changes, relationships change, the world keeps turning. Just wake up tomorrow and start fresh again. And I don't usually do this type of because I'm not very like that on Instagram, but I thought, why not tonight? So there's a little bit of advice from Rhys for today. Just keep your head up and keep going.
So yeah, anyway, 10 days later, they seemingly got back together, and it's super weird because as soon as they got back together, London was accused of competing with Tammy because she decided she too would design women's clothing, but instead of it being her own brand, it would be for Rhys's label, District Goods. Now this could be a stretch, but Tammy's fans were convinced at the time that London wanted to be like Tammy in every way, shape and form. Now fast forward to this year, this is where things start getting hella saucy. In February this year, London slammed Tammy Hemborw after Tammy and Rhys reunited in a YouTube clip where they were swapping over the kids. London had posted this to her Instagram story not long after the video went up.
Funny question. I feel it was very put on and a dig at me, which is fine. I don't care for the drama. It's a little ridiculous, but some people do things for the wrong reason. Guys, obviously we're a couple, we do argue, we have our days. But I would say our biggest arguments are usually over food.
But all Tammy said in the vlog was that her and Rhys were friends. She never even mentioned London, so that was just super awkward. And then of course Tammy's fans dragged London. So not long after this happened, Rhys felt it was necessary to address the rumours of the feud between his ex and his new girlfriend on his YouTube channel. The video he had posted has since been deleted. Rhys had then deleted all his videos on his channel after this, as he was getting quite a lot of backlash, and he has not posted anything since. But basically, within the since deleted video, Rhys had addressed and apologised for his past actions following a split with Tammy. He had also said that he was the one dragging London into drama with his ex, so he was actually orchestrating the series of events that led London to feel insecure enough to come for Tammy publicly on social media. Ultimately, Rhys had said that everyone was all good and all friends and all chill now. What a load of BS. Then Father's Day rolled around in September last month, and it's pretty clear that Tammy is salty about Rhys still, because Tammy had used her Instagram to send a cryptic message to her ex Rhys on Father's Day. she had said, "Happy Father's Day to all the single mamas and boss bitches doing all." Now this came the same week that Rhys and London announced that they were expecting a child together. So there's been lots of speculation and rumours about whether or not these two women have been using their Insta posts to trade thinly veiled insults. London had fired back at this, subtly of course, using her own Instagram stories to praise her hubby-to-be, where she had stated that he was the best daddy, alongside photos and videos of him hanging with his kids. And to top it all off, hours after Hawkins and Goheen announced their pregnancy, Hemborw shared a video of herself miming to the song "Pressure in My Palms" by Amine. The lyrics literally include, "I hate a bitch who think a baby finna keep a N-word. I hate you, H-O-E. Tammy, I know it must hurt, girl, but that is so cruel, especially because it's the same week that they announced their happy news." So what are your thoughts on all this drama? Let me know in the comments.